In this 30-minute workout, I am going to be using 6 functional movements so your entire body feels strong and ready to go. For our 3-minute warm-up, we're going to start on our hands and knees, so grab a yoga mat or any other comfortable space. Let's get going. Let's go ahead and take our hands down to the ground. Put your hands right below your shoulders and your knees are right above your hips. And we're just going to make some circles. Let's loosen up those hips. Our glute muscles go one way and then the other way. We have a few movements here with our warm-up, then we're going to go through and repeat. Let's do one more. And curl your toes under, lift your hips up into the air and bicycle out. So bend one knee, straighten the other. If you have watched my video on ankle mobility and stretching your feet for plantar fasciitis, this looks familiar to you. Keep going here. You can just keep moving those dynamic stretches. We'll do about 4 more here. And press both heels down. As you shift your hips down into a plank position, you can also go down on your knees if you want. Take your right foot out to the outside of your right hand. Lift your right hand up in the air. Right hand down, and then do your left hand as your right foot stays in that same position. Take it down. Bring your right foot to your back, and let's do the other side. Left foot over to the left side. Lift your left hand up and down, and then your right hand up and down. Go back to a plank position. Now take a few steps forward on your toes. Try and keep your butt down, and we're going to crawl it up for a few. And then back. Now, if you have more room, absolutely take it. I'm just trying to stay in frame here. So crawling up and then back down, crawling up again. Keep those shoulder blades down too. Don't let your shoulders hunch up. One more. All right, are you starting to feel a little heat? I know I am. And back. Good job. Go back down to your knees. We're going to roll over on our back. Bring your knees into a bent position. Make a tripod with your big toe, your little toe, and your heel, and then squeeze those glutes coming up and release. Glute bridges are a wonderful way to warm up our glutes, our lower body. So make sure you're feeling this in the glutes, not in the hamstrings. If you're feeling it in your hamstrings, then I want you to squeeze your glutes before you even lift the ground and have those gluteus muscles doing the work, not the back. 2 more here. Nice job. Roll it over and let's get going. Okay, we have 6 movements. Everything is 40 seconds long. We have a 20-second break. We're going to go into a plank position for push-ups. Hands below your shoulders. Let's go ahead and go in. Since this is the beginning of our workout, and because I have a tricky shoulder, I'm doing these on my knees. You can do them on your toes, pulling all the way up, or you can even bring your knees closer. You choose, and I do have a video with push-up, all kinds of variations, so make sure you do what is best for you. All right, we've got about 10 seconds left. Making a triangle with your eyes, so you're looking up, not down, looking up. Good job. Take that back into a quick child's pose. I know that's a lot. That's intense right off the bat. Going back down to the ground, I want your hands to the sides of your hips. Look forward, and we're going to pull ourselves away from the floor and back down. Let's go ahead and go. Squeeze your glutes as you do this. And someone is pulling your toes away. I do want you keeping your feet on the floor. That will help protect your lower back. We are really just trying to strengthen our erector spinae. That's that muscle that goes along your back. So if you get pressure or tense in your back and your shoulders or maybe your neck, maybe that's from that tech neck or looking down, this is a wonderful one to do to help strengthen that. Okay, pushing along. Quick child's pose, then we're going to stand up and it is time for legs. Take one foot out in front. We're going to do some hinging, one on one leg, and then we'll switch and do the other leg. So take your right foot in front, left foot in back, nice and tall. Hinge forward, lifting one back if you can, and come up. Reset and balance. If you have challenge with balancing, you are not alone. One trick is to look at something that is not moving. Now, if you want a little more of a balance challenge, you can bring that knee all the way up. And if you wobble, that's all right. That happens. It's about happening to me. One more here. All right, back up. Okay, let's roll out that ankle before we go do the other side. And by the way, doing these kinds of movements barefoot is really helpful to strengthening your feet. So if you are in a space where you can do that, I highly encourage you to kick the kicks. All right, left foot in front, right foot in back. Nice tall spine, and we're going to hinge forward and then come back up. Remember, the different sides of our body have different stories. So it may be that you feel more balanced on one side than the other. Totally normal. So just meet yourself where you are, knowing that every day is going to be a little different. Remember, you can bring that knee up if you want some more challenge. What works for you? Nice flat back as you are folding over. Last one here. Oh, I almost made it. Had a little bit of a topple. That's okay. Okay, we're going to go into a squat. So this is a plie squat, which means your legs are going to be wide, your feet are out in a diagonal position. Nice tall spine, and we're just going to take that down. And as you come up, I want you to press your knees back and squeeze your glutes. So down, press those knees back, squeeze the glutes. Later on, I'll show you another modification that you can do or another way to make it work for you. But for now, we're all just going to go down, press into those toes as you come up, squeeze your glutes, and really press that back. You're going to feel that more in your quads. This is a great one to do as well because it gets our femur out of line of what's called the sagittal plane, which is all of that front and back. Let's do one more here. Good job. All right, bring those toe heel that in some. I want your feet about hip width apart, and we're going to step back into like a curtsy lunge. Keep your shoulders up, chest up, and then come up, and then we'll do the other side. Let's go ahead and go. Taking that into a lunge and up. If you watched my video on the functional movements, this is a transverse because it is taking us outside of just forward and back or side to side. Great for our hips. If you have tight hips, this type of movement is wonderful for that because it gets your femur moving in multiple directions. This is it for our first round here when we're done in about 10 seconds. Then we'll go straight back to round 2. How are we feeling so far? I'll give some other ways that you can challenge this up in this next round. Okay, let's go back down to the ground. And we're going to go to those push-ups again. So remember, on your knees, on your toes, one knee, one toe, whatever works. I'm listening to my body, and I'm going on my knees. Here we go. Last time I mentioned making a triangle, and that's because I want your head and your ears staying in line with your shoulders, not coming down. This is doing nothing for our neck. Pull yourself up, and you've got these 2 hands, and then look at the top of the triangle as you go. 40 seconds is a really long time to do push-ups, so take your mini break if you need it. We've got 3 more push-ups. 2, 1, good job. Take that into a child's pose, kind of stretch out that chest and get ready. We're going to do the opposite side with that floor. Prone means on your front. Cobra, lifting yourself up. Hands out by your hips. Someone's pulling your big toe away. Squeeze your glutes and come up. Remember, toes stay on the ground. I know you may have seen that in a Superman. If I'm honest, I feel like that is not protective of your lower back because it takes your sacrum into an extended tilt position. So keep those toes on the ground. We are still strengthening our back. If you want a little challenge, you can take that up and hold it for the last 10 seconds. Pull those toes away, squeeze those glutes, pull your fingers away. Everything is nice and activated, and release. Come to a quick child's pose. I like to kind of rock my hips, and let's stand it up. Okay, we're going to go back to that hinge. Just for grins, I'm going to switch sides, switch the start. So one foot out in front, one foot back, nice and tall, and let's go. I have my hands on the hips. You can take your hands out if you want. Remember, you can come back and balance. Woo. We all get a little wobbly. That's okay, that's why we do this. If it was easy, then what would be the point? We're here to challenge, to grow stronger. Find that point, that steady point that you can keep your eyes on that will help you balance. Almost there. Take it back if you want and hold it for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up, nice work. All right, roll that stabilizing foot, that ankle. I know it can get a little tight and tired. We're going to go over to the other side. One foot in front, nice and tall. Remember, a hinge is just hinging at your hips. Your bottom leg is pretty much staying straight. And let's go. By the way, if you've noticed, I do have a coworker today who is not working very hard. She is snoozing. That's my dog, Grace. She likes to join me in these videos, but she doesn't help very much. Okay, we're going to take this back one more time if you want a little extra challenge. Hold the balance. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up, roll out those ankles. We're going to take our feet nice and wide again. Toes angled. I'm going to put my hands on the hips. You can take it down. You can come up into a prayer position. Whatever works for you. Okay, let's go start with going down and up. Remember, pressing those knees back, squeezing those glutes as you come up. If you want more of a challenge, take it back and give 3 pulses. 3, 2, 1, come up. And again, pressing those knees back, take it down. 3, 2, 1. So I will stay here. If you want to keep it at the single squats, go for it. Otherwise, you can join me. 3, 2. All right, how are we feeling? I think I'm glistening. I think I can feel a little sweat dripping down. That always feels good. Okay, take that up. Toe, heel in. We're going to go to that last movement, which is a curtsy lunge. So feet shoulder width apart. Remember, you want to keep your shoulders steady as you go, so don't be rocking one way or the other. We're alternating those legs, and let's take one leg back, center it up, and then the other leg. Now this is designed as a body weight workout. If you want to add weights, go for it. You can add weights and hold it right here. But I promised you body weight, so that's what we're doing. Okay, if you want to add some more, you can take it here. Add 3 pulses and back up and 3 pulses. Why is it harder with the pulses? That's what increases what's called your time under tension. And that's just the time that your muscles are working. So yeah, this is always an option when you're trying to make things a bit more difficult. All right, round 2, we're halfway done. Let's go back down to the ground for those push-ups again. Knees, toes, one knee, one toe. You can always elevate yourself as well. What works for you? Hands right under your shoulders. Get your eyes looking in that triangle, and let's go. And yes, I know I made, for me at least, a more challenging one first, but that also means we'll be done with it first. Now you can challenge your depth, or you can go down slower and then press up. So go down for 3, 2, 1, press up. That's another way to make it a little more challenging. That's called the eccentric. Some people call it the negative. So as your muscle is lengthening, slowing that down will make it more challenging. Push that back into a child's pose. Good news, you only have one more set of those babies. I like to shift my hips back and forth. Feels good on the lower back. Let's lower all the way down. Hands by your hips, toes out. Squeeze those glutes, chest up. Now I bet you can figure out how I will offer a greater challenge to you. Take it up, hold it, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Take it up, 3, 2, 1. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. So if they're starting to scrunch up, press them down. You can do these singles, you can do the threes, what works for you. One more here. Okay, push that back into your child's pose. We're going to stand up. And coming up. Okay, I'm going to start this way with those single leg hinges. Shoulders down. When we get tired, we tend to scrunch them up. So keep pressing those shoulder blades down. Kind of tuck your hips forward, and we'll go back and come up. Now I've kind of already shown you the various ways you can add some challenge. If you want to challenge your balance more, of course you can take that leg back, hold it for 3 counts, and come up. But if you like the hinge movement, then just keep going and bring that knee in front of you. So you choose. What do you feel like you need to work on? Or what feels right to you? Maybe you just need to take it down a notch and do the easier thing. That's okay. All right, let's take that foot down, roll out the ankle, and if you saw me topple a little bit, it's because it happens to us all. All right, second foot in front, shoulders up, tuck your hips a little. So we don't want to be starting, I'm exaggerating here, but we don't want to be starting like this. Tuck those hips under, and let's go down. I also like to tell people that it takes 3 times sometimes for your body to kind of get what you're asking it to do. So if it doesn't work well or the way you want it to, the first time or 2, just keep trying. And it may be that your brain and the rest of your body will start to connect up more. Add your own challenge as you want. I'm just keeping up with the hinging. Okay, good job. Bring that in. Roll out those ankles. Taking your feet out wide. Again, if you have weights and you want to add them, you can. I'm just going to stick with body weight for now. Okay, knees are going to go down. Push those knees out. You know the drill. If you want more, add those 3 pulses. If you want more than that, stick with the pulse. You can do it the whole time if you want. It's going to get a little intense. So I'm just going to stick with the 3 pulses. You do what you want. And even if you're just going down a little and coming back up, that's all right. That's all right. I encourage you to try to keep moving. If you need a break though, pause this. Take a break. Get some water. Then come back. That's all right. Oh, I went into the singles. I forgot to do the pulses. So I hope you're doing what works for you. All right, take that up. Heel toe in. We're gonna go to those curtsy lunges. Roll your shoulders back. Let's take one deep breath in. That feels so good. Okay, we're gonna start with one leg going back. Again, add those weights if you want. It's totally up to you. Back. All right, and if you can, if you have a mirror, look at yourself. Let's make sure your shoulders are steady and not leaning to the side. So we want from our belly button up to our shoulders as steady as possible, just like if we were standing just with our feet side by side. And you know that if you want to make it challenging, you can do the 3 pulses. So I hope that you have taken what I have been saying and you're adjusting as you need it. Okay, 3 rounds down, 1 to go. You got this. Join me, make it work for you. Let's go down, hands and knees. Make that triangle with your eyes. Buckle up. It's time to finish it out. Let's go. And if you are getting fatigued, remember you can always go down to your knees if you're on your toes. You can also bring your knees closer in, or you can elevate onto a chair or a box. So find your own challenge level. You're not here to do what I do. You're here to do what is best for you. 10 seconds. That's about 3 push-ups, and then you're done for the day with the push-ups. All right, good job. Back into that child's pose. See, I told you, now we're done. Even though we have more to do, we're done with the push-ups. So yay for that if you hate push-ups, which a lot of people do. Okay, lowering down, nice and easy. Toes are away, hands by your hips. Squeeze your glutes, lifting your chest up and down. Remember, you can take it up and hold it if you want. Now, I will be honest, this is not officially in the pulling category of a functional movement, but we are pulling ourselves away from the floor and we are activating our back. So we're trying to find balance. All of that pushing, we want to have balance with pulling, and since I cannot do a pull-up, I cannot do that for you for 4 rounds of 40 seconds. So we didn't add that in. So this is a wonderful push it back. This is a wonderful alternative for back strengthening. Come on up if you can't do pull-ups and you're doing a body weight workout. Okay, let's go over to one side. I'm gonna go this side just for grins. All right, nice and tall, let's go. Last of the single leg hinges. If you want to challenge your balance, you can take it down and hold it. I like to bring my knee well out in front because that also activates our hip flexor to help make it stronger. Our hip flexors are in a flexed position often because we sit so much, but they often are weak. So this is just a nice way to activate it, make it work a little bit more. One more here. Whoa. All right, let's go to the other side. I've got sweat dripping down my nose. I kind of wish I would have had a sweat towel here. Roll those shoulders back, tuck your hips forward. Take a deep breath, and let's go. Find that point on the floor, on the wall. You can look at your sleeping dog. It's not moving. If your dog has the zoomies, I do not recommend looking at your dog. Clearly, mine does not. Out and in, good job. Remember, you can hold it if you want to challenge that balance. What do you want to work on today? We'll do one more. Nice work. Put that foot down, roll out that ankle. We're gonna take our legs wide. We've got 2 more exercises. Stick with me, we're almost there. You're so close, you're so close. Feet out wide in that diagonal position. Roll your shoulders back, hands on your hips, and we'll start with just going down and up. Do you wanna do your 3 pulses? Do you wanna take it down and challenge yourself and finish out the full 30 or 40 seconds with the pulse? I think I'll try that. What works for you? What do you want to do? I haven't done this in a long time, so we'll see. Now, keep your shoulders up and your chest out. If you're folding over, I want you to right yourself up. And remember, every time you come up, press those knees back, squeeze your glutes. We're activating everything. We've got 10 more seconds. If you're on fire, I am too. But we're going to keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Toe that in. Woo. All right, that feels good. All right, you guys, we've got one more. One more of our body weight, which we will get all of our functional movements. And if you haven't watched that video, go back and watch all of the different kinds of functional movements. Feet under your shoulders. Let's take one foot back and then the other side. Good job. Also, keep your chest up with this one, just like with those plie squats. So I don't want you hinging. We already did the hinge. And hinging, sometimes people will do this and hinge down, but challenge those legs to what feels right for you. If you have knee issues, you may just want to go a little bit because you're still getting that transverse movement. So keep that in mind. We've got one more on each side. Oh, last one. Good job. Nice work. Nice work. Okay, let's cool it down by going down to the ground. I'm going to go on our knees again. One knee, the other foot in a 90-degree angle. And I want you leaning forward. Tuck your hips under, squeeze that glute, and you're going to feel a nice stretch in your hip flexor. And then take it back. This is another one of those movements that if you watched my video on ankle mobility and dealing with feet pain, this is a good one to do. This is a variation of what I showed you. Let's do 2 more here. Now, since it's a cool down, if you want to take it down and hold it for a bit, you can. Remember, that is the static stretching I talked about in the stretching video that we can do. Dynamic is a little more fluid. Let's go over to the other side. Knee under your hip, foot under your knee, leaning forward, taking that back into a single leg split. Tuck those hips under. I used to be able to do the splits. Not so much anymore. But I still work on that flexibility. Nice work. Ooh, that feels good. Very good. All right, let's bring both knees together. Go down to your hands and knees. We're going to end near where we started. So curl those toes up, lift your feet up in the air, bicycle out. You may find that you can get your heels closer to the ground. And this is a good time to just hang out here. Take a nice breath. Inhale and exhale. One more in and out. Walk your hands to your feet. And let's take one arm up toward the sky. Knees are slightly bent, but mostly straight. And down. Other hand up. And down. Let's do that one more time on each side. I like to call a cool down putting yourself back together. Okay, roll that up nice and slow. Take a nice deep breath in. We got to stretch that chest out. So exhale out, bring your elbows out wide and press those arms back as much as you can. Inhale up and taking it down. Good job. One more time in and out, pressing it back Good job. All right, one more deep breath all the way in. Bring your hands together and just be so grateful for all that you've done. I'm proud of you. Thank you for joining me in this 30-minute body weight workout. That's all for today. Go out there and have a great day.